Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, very clearly.
Thank you. I'm happy to meet you here now virtually. And we are right now live streaming in social medias of our university. We So far we have something like 15 people who are following us in live stream.
Mm.
And this session is recording, and later it will be also available for watching. Uh, first of all, I want to welcome our dearest partners from Shenyang Normal University, and um, I want to give a floor to Miss Li Xiaoyi to present our dearest guests.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are very honored to attend today's interview about our joint published book, Tea for Teenagers. And the representative participating our interview today is the Mr. Sun Fuguang, our Secretary of the College of International Education, Shenyang Normal University, and the original author of the book, Professor Zhang Yuejuan. And I am Ms. Li Xiaoyi, the coordinator of the cooperation between Central Asian countries. Thank you.
Thank you so much, dear Professor Sun Fugua. It's nice to meet you, and it's really nice to meet our colleagues, John Yuejuan and Miss Li Xiaoyi. Thank you to finding your time to attend this meeting. Also, let me introduce our colleagues from our side. We have Miss Nasridinova, who is who are helping us in editing the book, and also we have a technical editor, Firuz Okhunov, and also I am the head of international relations, Said Qasim Mukhtorov. So from Tajikistan side, it was our team working mostly in technical edition of the Tea for Teenagers book. So I hope that this interview and first presentation of hard work from the both sides, we are exposing to publicly, and we are demonstrating. We will be demonstrating this book to the audience today. And I just want to say that this project was a great experience for us, a unique experience. And the output was a physical book, which we could publish here in Tajikistan, thanks to the support of Shenyang Normal University, and also with the funding of the Ministry of Education of China. Yeah. Okay. Before going with the interview, I just want to introduce more specifically about our authors, the main authors of the book. The original author of Tea for Teenagers book, Miss Zhang Yuejuan, who is the original author of Tea for Teenagers book. So Miss Zhang Yuejuan, as a senior professor in Shenyang Normal University, she is a tea culture expert, a national expert in tea education, national first-class tea appraisal technician, national first-class tea master, national professional skills appraisal assessor, and national and professional skills competition referee in tea. She is one of the talents in tea culture, and in Shenyang and in Liaoning province. She is a deputy director of the tea culture Teachers Education Committee and UST Culture Teachers Education Committee member and Chinese Tea Fellowship Association Director. She has trained more than 1,000 skilled personnel for the nearly 1,000 international students, experts, and scholars worldwide to disseminate Chinese tea culture, training students and the experts in tea by the National University of Tea Troop in China. Really outstanding experience in the culture of tea. Also, I would like to introduce the main translator of a book from Chinese version to English, Miss Li Xiaoyi. Also, our dearest colleague, whom we work more than 1.5 years. Due to this contribution from her side and her efforts, we have a very collaborative partnership with Shenyang Normal University and Institute of Economy and Trade. Miss Li Xiaoyi, she is an interpreter of English, Russian to Chinese language, and she has been working in the Department of International Exchange and Cooperation at Shenyang Normal University. She holds a PhD in education from Taylor's University in Malaysia. She is focusing in the transformational leadership and digital education. She graduated with the master's degree in foreign linguistics and applied linguistics specifically in Russian, with the national qualification in the International Chinese Language Teaching Certificate. She published a book entitled Research on International Education Management. And also she has several research publications as analysis of the management model of higher education in China in the context of One Belt, One Road, participated in the different multiple international academic conferences and external cooperative events. She has been organizing international training works and different international seminars with the participation of the various sort of the participants, starting from managers, from the presidents of the university to the teachers and different level of the practitioners in education. So thank you so much for our authors to making this book possible. The purpose of today's meeting or interview was about to tell the future readers of the book Tea for Teenagers how this idea was seeded, and actually how the book was written first originally, and how we came up with the translation, how we make this book available in English to broaden the readers of young readers of this book among not among just the Chinese readers, but among the worldwide, we can say. So if you allow, so I would like to start with the interview, and we have some questions prepared for dear Zhang Yuezhuan about, yeah, but before going, I want to give a floor to Professor Sun to express his ideas about the book and about this collaboration. Please, Professor Son.
Thank you, Mr. Said Kusam. Right, glad to see you all and your colleagues right here again. Okay, thank you very much. First of all, I'd like to say congrats to both Zhang and Li, as well as our partnership with your university, your institute, right? Okay, you know, this publication actually is a fruit, right, happening between you and me for the collaboration and the deep cooperation between our two sides, right, in recent years. But, you know, the main characters, I mean, heroines today belong to Ms. Zhang and Ms. Li, right? So just let the interview go smoothly, right? And feel free to ask any questions that may be helpful for the readers to understand, right? What's going to happen about tea culture here, right? Okay, maybe in the future, if you can come to China again, I mean, not only our colleagues from your university, your institute, but also friends from the international world, right? Try to enjoy tea culture, try to drink tea here in Shenyang Normal University, all right? And Ms. Zhang is really professional and experienced in just as Said Kusam has introduced, right? And Li Xiaoyi is also very, very excellent staff of our university who has helped me a lot, as well as the development of this college of international education. Okay, so just go ahead, feel free. So who is going to have the interview? Said Kusam or?
Yes, maybe.
No problem, okay.
Maybe
So
you
the
can
focus
start,
is about tea culture, right?
yes. Maybe first you can start from your side and to have some questions for us and we can answer it.
Yeah. Mr. Said Kusam, just now you said, okay, you want to ask some questions from, you know, answered by Ms. Zhang, right? I mean, feel free to ask, all right?
Yes, thank you so much, dear professor, for this introduction part. You know, we wanted to, because until now we didn't publish, I mean, we didn't announce about this book that has been published with the support of Shenyang Normal University here in Tajikistan and was published in the publication of our university. So I believe that many readers, including our students, they will have more interest to read the book if they can hear the story behind writing the book, how the book was written. So I think one of the important maybe questions which will lead the reader to read the book, so it's to ask original author, so how you came with the idea, why you wanted to write this book specifically for teenagers. So how you came with the idea of writing book Tea for Teenagers.
大家好，我是青少年喜茶的作者张丽娟老师。我最初呢想写这本书的时候，是因为我在沈阳师范大学的这个茶文化教学工作当中呢，工作了很多年，积累了很多的东西。然后呢，觉得我们这个青少年的习茶工作，青少年的学习茶的这个工作，也给我们的文化交流带来了很多的益处。
Distinguished our colleges, dear friends, good afternoon. And this is the original author of the book. And she is, as the Said Kusam introduced, the professor of tea culture, engaged in the College of Tourism in our Shenyang Normal University. And for your questions, the initial for writing this original book for tea for teenagers is because that during the experience of teaching for many years, we have accelerated a lot of experience for the training of tea culture, and we found that it's very important and significant for the international readers and the students to to know more about the knowledge of tea culture, and it is a very useful and beneficial way to promote the cultural exchanges between different countries.
就是我觉得这本书呢，如果能够在中国呢受到了很多的欢迎，如果要是能够外文出版，然后呢能够让这些可能更多的其他的国外的青少年能了解这本书，能知道中国的文化，就更能够在我们的这个中国的茶文化让全世界了解，这样就更好了。所以我们当时就萌生了想要外文出版这本书的想法。
And as I also had some experience for teaching some international students, as we have organized some training programs for the international students who are studying in our universities to hold a seminar for them to train the skills of the tea culture. And I recognize that it is very beneficial to let more international trainees to know more about the skills of the tea culture. And we, especially for this reason, we want to publish a translated version maybe.
You know, the original Chinese version is really welcome here, very, very popular. Okay.
Yes. Thank you. Very, very interesting. Also, I wanted to ask about the importance of tea culture for teenagers. So how this culture is important for the teenagers to know this culture and to understand this culture and for Chinese people. And how do you think, how is important for the foreigners, for the people outside of China to understand tea culture, considering also for younger people?
就是他想特别知道的是，首先这个你为什么要写一个是为青少年，专门写为青少年的一个饮茶的书？就是他在中国他有什么不一样？然后，下一个问题是他对于就是国外的读者有什么样？首先先说为什么要写这本书给青少年？
给中国的青少年写这本书，为什么要介绍给他们？那么给他们介绍完了之后，那么外国的青少年为什么也会喜欢这个青少年为什么会对茶文化会
好的，我们说这个习主席曾经说过，说是这个我们青少年是我们非常重要的承担历史责任的一代。然后我们中国人其实是非常喜欢喝茶的，但是呢，很多人喝茶呢是从中年开始。我作为茶文化的教育工作者，也希望呢我们的中国的青少年能够从小就了解我们中国的茶文化，能够让他更好的将茶文化传承下来。所以呢，就是基本上是在中国比较空白的这个阶段，我就写了这本书，专门为我们中国的青少年写的这本青少年喜茶。
Okay, so our president of China, Xi Jinping, has said that teenagers is a very important hope for the country. And as you know, the Chinese tea is very popular in China and a very important symbol maybe for the Chinese culture. And usually it starts from the age of the middle-aged group of people, like 40, 50
That's like me.
years old. They are very popular. It's very popular among those people. And for the teenagers, the research for this tea culture among teenagers maybe is a gap now. And we just want to fill this gap with our academic contribution and to make it possible that to educate more younger persons to start with the learning of tea culture earlier when they are still young. And this is the aim of the book, the original.
那据我了解，这本书呢，这本就是青少年喜茶的这本书，也是我们10年之内的第一本专门针对中国青少年写的一本书。
And as we have researched that this is the only book particularly for teaching the teenagers to master the tea culture skills among the recent 10 years is the only one.
Thank you so much. You know, when I first time looked through the book, of course it was Chinese because, and I understand that the book so beautiful, and the purpose of this book is for younger people, because for me it seemed like a very step-by-step instruction, a guidebook to understand all the sensibility of Chinese tea culture, because there are a lot of pictures showing the orders, the steps of the starting from how to preparing a tea and how to offering a tea and the gestures and so on. So I was very excited, and I was very excited to be able to read. Unfortunately, so far we cannot read in Chinese, but when we worked with your team in translation, when we had the first draft of this book in English, and we started to read, and we understand a lot of things. So, and one of the persons who made this possible at first with the having a draft English, it was the translator from Shenyang Normal University, Miss Li Xiaoyi. I want to go to Miss Li Xiaoyi to ask her, how was it for you to make this translation in English? And you can share some of your experience about this translation. I know we have other co-translators who were supporting you in this work, but right now you are representing all the translators together. So please, Miss Li.
Okay, thank you. And as you have mentioned that this book is very practical, like a guidance and a manual for how to master a tea culture for the whole processing. And for translating this book, I think a very important part is to explain and present all these process very understandable and easy to be accessible. And maybe some particular English translation is very professional in the area of tea culture, but we want to make it very easier to remember and to know and to have a better understanding of the tea culture of China. And so we don't want to make it very complicated, and because this book is somehow particularly for the teenagers to read. So I think to put on more attracting and beautiful pictures and with the understandable languages is the important part. And on the other side, as we said, we also want the readers to have a deepened understanding of the tea culture and what is the meaning and minors inside this culture, and to let more international friends to better understand our culture inside. And we also want to show the minors and the protocol of this culture. And that's it.
What was the most difficult part, in your opinion?
I think the most difficult part is to tell the difference of different parts of the tools, or maybe presenting, offering, or cooking the teas, and to tell the different types of teas, because it's various kinds of teas, and they are similar and they are have little differences. Maybe it's difficult for me, and I need to discuss with the original author jointly to make it very clear and correct. And also in your side is also a very challenging part, I think.
Miss Lee is now a very experienced expert, using how to cook teas.
Yes.
After translation, right? She grows up as well.
Yes, I think importantly is that during this process, we have gained a lot, we have learned a lot, and we ourselves also have some deeper understanding of our own culture, and we can promote it better to our international friends.
Thank you. I want to bring my colleague who actually read the whole book from starting to the end, who were helping us to proofread, to go through the edition of the book, Miss Maysara Nasruddinova, who is the associate professor of foreign languages department in Institute of Economic and Trade. So I want to hear her experience, how it was for her, because she did a great job working with the editing the whole book, starting from let's say the English version of it. So dear Malima, please, how you can share how was your experience. And
okay. Good day, dear guests from China. I'm very glad to see you today. I want to share a little piece of my experience towards the English translation of this book. At first, when our head of department and Mr. Mukhtarov asked me to do that, I didn't pay any great attention to this job. Then gradually, at first, when I saw a few pages of this book, it seemed to me that it would be very easy to do. But then gradually, I came to the conclusion that it was not an easy task to do. And you see, it's my opinion, for hundreds of times, I regretted it. I agreed to do that. But then, with a lapse of time, I was very proud of myself that I had such an experience to do this job and to make some translation of it. But it had a lot of difficulties. At first, in some parts of the translation, I didn't understand anything, and I had a lot of, a lot of work, and I had a lot of time searching the internet with the sources of tea making in China. I had read a lot of information about tea making. Sometimes I didn't understand about the postures when you had to offer the tea. Different postures with different applying of your hands, and with the translation of a lot of kind of dishes, teacups, something, some kind of wooden trays, and etc. Actually, though I had a lot of difficulties, but I'm proud that I put the end to this job, and I found a lot of interesting things about tea culture in China. And now, after having found that you teach this kind of discipline in universities, I was very amazed. I am very interested. I become very interested in Chinese culture, in the culture of tea making, and I think I would propose everybody, which I see, to read this book, to have, though not a big, but a piece of tea culture, and found a lot of about tea, the process of tea making, the history of it, and etc. That's all I think. If you have any questions, you may ask me.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to back to Miss Li Xiaoyi, because it was a complicated task. We worked more than 8 months, you know. We had the deadlines, we passed the deadlines. So I want to ask Miss Li Xiaoyi, so in your opinion, how was it like, you know, working? Did you have any similar experiences working with 2 different countries in a same work, in the same book? So how was it for you?
To be honest, it's the first time to publish a translated version of a book, and jointly with the international partner. And thanks to your strong support from our very close partner from Tajikistan, IETT-SEC, I think a very important part for make it very successful, fruitful outcome for this publication is the strong and sustainable support from your part. And because as you said, it's very intensive and maybe some very connected work to make it very jointly, to discuss and explain everything very clearly and make it very correctly. Maybe it's some barriers for understanding the culture, the Chinese culture between our 2 sides. And during this process, we also need to have some more cross-cultural communication. And I think from this process, we are already making the frontier to promote this book as an international publication between China and different countries. And it's the first experience, and we have explored it together and work with it together. I think maybe for us, it's the first time, it's the first experience, and we make it very successful. Although we have many deadlines, we have finished it overall, and it has come out. So
Thank you.
yes, finally.
If you have any questions from your side to us.
And I also want to ask continuously about this question. For this, is it the first time for you also, and to make it jointly with the other countries to have a publication jointly, and how is your experience or feelings or challenges in this process, and to make it possible for Mr. Sarkozy.
Thank you. Yes, it's for the first time for us to have such collaboration resulting a published book and done in international level. So it means a lot for us. So yeah, we had we had many challenges, many technical problems, many things, but at the end, I think we were maybe delaying some couple of months. It's not that too much, I think, but at the end we have it. We have it here, standing with us. It was interesting experience for us because we learned to work in. We had other engagement with the partners, but working on something or developing something together, it's developing a book together, it's for the first time, for our first experience. And I really want to thank our team, Miss Maysara Nasreddinova. I want to thank Firuz Okhunov, who put a lot of effort to make this book happen. So maybe I will ask also my colleague Firuz Okhunov about the challenges, because he was a technical editor. So making the book how it looks like at the end,
Yes.
and the design, working on the design, it also a great job of our colleague Firuz. So Firuz, what you can tell us about how was this experience for you, and what you can tell us?
Thank you so much, first of all, and hello again, dear colleagues from Tajikistan and China. I'm very happy to see you and to talk to you. And first of all, I would like to say that this book is very close to my heart, because as already Mr. Said Qasim and Ms. Li Xiaoyi mentioned, we had a lot of efforts and we have spent a lot of time to do that. And really, we are very happy with the results. And talking about the challenges about technical side and the design, of course, making a proper design takes a lot of time. And I can say that we changed the style and the design 2 or 3 times, because if a person wants a book to look very good, to look like professional, I think the technical editors and the designers should be like narcissists and should have some pedantry, because it requires a lot of job. But finally we did it, and I'm very happy with the result. As for the technical editing and design, it was my first experience, and of course in the international level. But I had some experience with working with books and developing materials, especially for educational sphere. And but the technical side was something new for me, but I hope that I could manage it. And also, I would like to mention the importance of this book, because as one of the main goals of our international center is to train global citizens. And for being a global citizen, the international education plays a great role, but we should not forget about the foundations of a mankind, which are about traditions and cultures. Because if we want to be a global citizen, we should know more, and we should be more acquainted with other people's culture. That's why it was really great honor, and I'm fully satisfied with all the efforts and time we put to make this book happen, to make this book real. And yes, because I think that if a person contributes his time to such kind of things, I think this can be the main goal of our life, because we want to impact our life. We want to make more opportunities for yours. Yes, that's why thank you again for the opportunity even and the trust for my abilities.
Thank you so much, Firuz. Actually, in the book there are many pictures, many consequences. So putting them all the pictures in order. So I think Firuz knows all the traditions and the cultures, how to serve Chinese tea already, because he was going through all these many pictures, many orders, sequences of the pictures, what goes first, second, third. So and the job is very good. If you allow, I want to share the book, maybe some pages, so someone can see. If you allow, I will share the book. I will show it, because you see here with us the book here, and you have it, but I want to show it in a screen, maybe to demonstrate it. And okay. Is it possible now to see?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is how the cover page looks like. So as Firuz said, we had like few options, and I want to ask a question back to original author, to Professor John. So she selected, it's her choice. She selected this cover page. So what among the other covers?
那图片给我提
So
供
what
就是你为什么要
为什么要选这
her
个？
因为这张图片当中呢，就是展现了我们中国茶园的美丽。然后呢，有蓝天，有茶，有阳光，跟我们的青少年也相关。
We have selected this picture as a cover page because it shows the beauty of our Chinese tea yard, and it is with a very bright blue sky and the sun shining, just like the spirit of teenagers.
前面还有那个小小的茶芽，就像我们的青少年。
And also it shows in front of some very young tea leaves, which also like a representative of the teenagers, the younger generation, to have very energetic preference here.
Thank you. I shortly want to add that the prelude, the preface for the book was written by the rector of our university, by Professor Hoshimzodeh Homid Hassan, who in his introduction to the book, he has written the importance of Chinese and Tajik partnership and friendship in general. Also, he is emphasizing about the importance of strategic partnership between two universities, and also how the book can be valuable for Chinese, for Chinese and also for Tajik students, and as well for the other students around the world. So I really want to thank the director of our university, Professor Hoshimzodeh Homid, to writing this preface.
Thank you.
Also, I had the privilege to write down a review because it was also, we worked with on this book around 8 months, and I had a chance to read it, I think maybe almost 2 times from the scratch. So I also wanted to share some external opinion about the book, and how the culture is important today, how the culture is important in communication, in intercultural communication, and also the culture of tea is important in building inter-regional cooperation and inter-regional friendship. Also, I tried to see the business opportunities. I mean, to check the business ethics of Chinese, how the culture and business in China are blended, how the part of Chinese culture become the part of a business. So as we are a business university, I thought for many students who are studying international business, or they study tourism or intercultural studies, this book also essential to understand the uh, the senses, the sensitivity of Chinese tea culture, because Chinese tea culture is very ancient and rich culture, and this is actually the land of tea, where the tea culture starts its roots. So I also had a privilege to share some review about the book, and yes, and also we have the acknowledgement from the main translator from Li Xiaoyi. Maybe she also has a chance right now to say something about her acknowledgement to the book, to the contributors of the book.
Yes, from this part, the acknowledgements, I just want to share that how it is meaningful for us to publish this translated version, and because we just want to make it very multiple languages to promote and share our richness of the culture and to the diverse countries around the world. And it's very very precious opportunity to be published in Tajikistan, in Central Asia, and which is very important partnership between our two sides, especially in this year 2023 is the 10th anniversary of the Belt and Road Initiative. And we have this very meaningful milestones for this publication and very historical period of this increasing intense cooperation and friendship between us. And as you said, our leaders and governors also pay attention to our publication. So I sincerely want to extend our whole gratitude to all the members of your university, your rector, and Mr. Sarkozy, Mr. Firuz, and Mrs. Uditer, and all the contributors of our team, our original author, and our assistants for making it very perfectly published. And we have overcome a lot of challenges, and we didn't give up, and we make it appear and make it available here to read over boundaries to all the readers and who is interested in tea culture, available online. And we can also provide an e-version for all the readers to read it in a virtual channel. And so we just want to share this appearance and to let more people jointly to enjoy the sweetness and the richness of our tea Chinese culture. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Probably I have one or two last questions. We are a bit running out of the time, but I'm sorry for this, but I have just two last questions to Professor John. Dear Professor John, what's your the first question is that what's your future plans regarding this area of tea culture? What should we expect more from your side? This is one question. And the second question, probably my last question, what is your wishes to the readers of your book? What do you wish to those kids, to those younger generations who will be reading your book in Chinese and English?
有两个问题，第一个就是你未来的规划，就是然后第二个问题就是对于这些读者，青少年读者，对他们有哪些希望？就是通过这本书，你希望他们了解什么？
第一个问题 ，first one，
嗯
因为茶呢是我们的全人类的一个怎么说呢？是我们全人类的一个文化啊。那我们说，所以说呢，作为茶文化教育工作者，我一定还会不断的努力，然后在这方面深耕，写更多的这个书来传播我们中国的茶文化，让这个茶文化呢，就是世界上更多的国家、更多的地方、更多的朋友们来了解我们中国的茶文化。因为我们中国的茶文化呢，是我们也都知道，这个茶它起源于中国，然后茶传播到世界各地呢，对于其他国家也有了很大的这个影响，无论从饮食方面、生活方面包括经济、文学都产生了非常深刻的影响。那么对于世界的这个文明发展也有了很大的、很重要的作用。茶也是我们中国招待世界上这个朋友最好的一种方式。所以呢，作为文化交流，我作为一名茶文化工作者，我一定会在这方面今后的工作当中不断的深耕，不断的努力，不断做茶文化推广工作。
Okay, so first of all, I want to say that tea is a common resource and a common culture for the world, not only China. And this tea culture oriented from China, from very ancient time. And we want to heritage this spirit of tea culture and share it to the world. And as a tea culture educator, I really want to make more continuous efforts to make it very deep and influential for this culture. And as you know, it is very important to welcome all the friends from international countries with our tea. It shows the Chinese people's hospitality and manners, and especially for our very close friends. And to promote this culture can foster the openness and international cultural exchanges. So I want to make it very diversity promoted to different countries. And because it not only is the tea culture is not only popular in China, it already influenced many more countries due to regarding their maybe the cuisine habits, and as well as the economic development. And it becomes a very important media between the communication and the establish of the friendship and partnership between different countries. So we will continue making these efforts and very deeply, maybe for the other languages as well in the future.
这听完。那这本书呢，它这个图文并茂，然后呢，语言呢也言简意赅，就是很通俗，适合青少年呢来阅读，也适合呢我们其他国家的喜欢中国茶文化的朋友们来阅读。所以呢，我希望通过这本书，大家阅读这本书，更多的了解中国的茶文化。那么对中国的文化产生兴趣，也欢迎大家呢，通过这些喜欢我们中国，欢迎大家来到我们中国，了解我们更多的文化。我们中国人特别的好客，你来到这里，一定会觉得我们的中国有更好的东西值得你来发掘。然后呢，我们沈阳师范大学也欢迎大家来到我们这儿做客，来我们交流。
青少年，
青少年，我希望我们全世界的青少年朋友们能够通过这本书了解我们中国的文化，然后喜欢我们中国的文化。这本书呢，希望能够让我们其他的，不光是中国，其他国家的青少年也了解中国的文化，茶文化。
Okay, so the design of this book is combined with many pictures to show, and we want to make it very accessible to the teenagers to read it, and to make it be more interested in the tea culture, and to understand more spirit of the Chinese culture, and also to be more deep understanding the country of China. And also we want to welcome all of you, more teenagers, more educators who are engaged or interested in tea culture, to come to China and to experience the real and the life presenting of tea culture, and to experience it in person. And to our Shenyang University, we will prepare our tea cooking for you, and to let you experience the hospitality of Chinese people.
I have a question. 那我们在座的所有的老师都看过这本书，那我想经过这本书，大家觉得对哪个茶，中国的哪个茶最感兴趣？
And we also have one last question from the author. As you have read all this book, and which type of Chinese tea do you like favorite, the best? Which one is are interested the most? Yes.
Okay, maybe my colleagues will answer first.
How about Firuz?
Firuz,
Yeah.
Nasreddin naman.
Of course. In the book, there are a lot of course, types of teas, and it shows the richness of the culture. The mostly when I was working with editing, there was a lot of kinds of tea like oolong tea with a lot of kinds, and I was like, okay, what is it? It's interesting for me that it has a lot of types. It is mentioned a lot of times in the book, so this would be my interested point, like oolong tea. Thank you.
Oolong tea is my favorite. 那我就明白了。如果您要是来到我们中国沈阳，然后赵老师就为你介绍乌龙tea。
Professor Zhang will invite you to drink oolong tea when you come to Shenyang University.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nasreddin, do you want to say yours favorite ones?
I want to tell you something from my experience. Just 2 years ago, my husband went to China. I don't remember what city, just for his business relations. And you see what he brought from China? Only different kind of tea, because his hobby is tasting a lot of kinds of tea. And my most favorite tea is from his kind of tea which he brought is, and it will stay forever, oolong milky tea with the flavor of milk. I am fond of tea very much. And still I try to find such kind of tea in our bazaar, but I always fail. And I am waiting for the next his arrival to China. It will be soon after the new year. And I think he will bring it to us again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know what? In our country, we mostly say black tea and green tea, you know. And when I was going through the book, I learned so many like complicated classification of a tea. You know, you classify them black tea, dark tea, yellow tea, white tea, herbal tea, scented tea. So many variety of the tea, you know, and there are so many classifications, so many types. I think maybe I become a little bit expert of a tea, you know, after going through this. But you know, I'm wearing a tie, which is the jasmine, and when my friends from Shenyang Normal University visited us, Tajikistan, they brought me the jasmine tea. And I think that the flavor and the aroma, the scent of jasmine tea is very, I mean, it's very light and it's very, how to say, it's good. So that's why my favorite one is a jasmine tea. So I still drink the jasmine tea brought from, I don't know if it comes from Shenyang or no, but the colleagues from Shenyang brought the jasmine tea. So this one, I like it.
开始茉莉花茶。
那如果要是到我们小师范大学来，这些茶都有，我们会招待给大
When you
家。
come to Shenyang Normal University, Jasmine will invite you to drink jasmine tea.
Thank you so much.
And when all of you come to us, we will invite you to taste and drink all kinds of our different types of tea here.
Thank you very much.
发言。
You know, tea is just like a bridge, right? To bring us together. Books are also a kind of bridge to bring us together. And nowadays, it's not a problem for us to communicate by online meeting, right? So there should be no problem to for all the people, all the teenagers to know China. But if you really want to experience to know China better, we strongly recommend you come to China, right? You will find China is a good country for you to visit at least, right? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for you too.
And for more
you
than
so
one
much.
time.
Thank you so much, Professor Sun. Thank you. I think at that time, so we have we are running out of the time now. We have planned for 1 hour, and it's now even more than 1 hour. So if anyone wants to add something, if not, so we will be closing this interview and presentation of a Tea for Teenagers book with original author John, Professor John, and also Professor Li Xiaoyi, who are the translator after, and also the co-editors, technical editor, co-editor, Maysara Nasreddin, Firuz Okhunov. So thank you very much for your time, for making it, and especially thanks to Professor Sun joining us in this interview. So next next time, I mean, we are waiting for you to come to visit us, to try how in Tajikistan we prepare Chinese tea, try our way, our culture of tea. Of course, probably it's a Chinese tea you will have, but you will have the way that we serve here in Tajikistan, because the culture here is a little bit different. So I want to invite you to come to experience our tea drinking culture.
Okay.
So thank
Okay.
you so much.
I will. I expect that.
You are mostly very welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you.
See you. Thank you for all the listeners.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye-bye. Have a good day.
Good
Bye.
night.